Doing some more custom planting on some tillage. This is for a different neighbor now. Getting all dusty. Planting the dust, Ben's will bust. Meet the Peterson family. Our dad, the three Peterson brothers, and our families farm together in central Kansas. Our family farm started in 1882 and has been raising cattle and crops ever since. Please subscribe to this channel and give us a like and a comment if you enjoy the video. This is the last remaining dairy in Saline County where we live. Small-time family dairy. It's been going for a long time, but they're the last ones left. Used to have quite a few dairies here in this area, but they all got phased out, which is kind of sad. But it was definitely fun to have the cows, the dairy cows, watching me. They're not out there anymore, but when I first started, they were all watching me go by. All right, I got like a down, back, down, left. Both Nathan and Brookanna got here at the same time. Nathan brought more seed for our next field we're going to. Brookanna brought me food. So I think I'll let Nathan do this down, back, down, back. And this is the lovely town of Bridgeport. Only about 100 people live here, I think. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. All right, Brookanna, what'd you bring me?
Casey's Pizza.
Casey's Pizza. Anybody else eat some Casey's Pizza out in the field? What are you eating, Brayton? Tater tots.
You got chicken.
You're eating chicken. You're silly. So there's Nathan finishing up the field. Here comes Nathan. Folded the planter up. We didn't have to put any fertilizer on for them, so we unhooked the trailer for this morning. But now we're gonna hook it back up and go to our next field. Hooking the fertilizer cart back up. It's kind of a two-person task. All right, I took the truck with the seed on the back of it to the field. There goes Nathan. Brookanna's gonna take me over to the fertilizer truck. Gotta switch plates again. Yeah, it's 90, what is it, 94? Something like that.
I think so.
So hot.
It was 34 degrees the other morning I started.
Yeah.
The second morning I started planting, it was like
34 to 94 in 3 days, 4 days. Something. Second to last field. Getting closer to the end. Went from the neighbor's tillage we were planting into to now we're doing this double crop milo after wheat residue from last year. This is about the most residue we get on our fields. Getting the refill and filling up with seed. Little late night planting tonight. Took me forever to get going, so figured since I'm going, I might as well go for a while. I haven't done too much late night corn planting this year. Normally, Nathan takes the early shifts, I take the late shifts. Nathan's gonna spray tomorrow. I've got a meeting in town, so planter's probably gonna sit in the morning. So I figured I'd go for a while tonight to make up for the lost time.
All right, guys, I've been busy planting. Obviously, some of it feels a little mundane, like we're doing the same thing over and over. It's also been pretty windy, gotten a little behind spraying, I would say. We should be able to catch up pretty fast. Gonna get this first load out now. Got it loaded up. I got greased and everything yesterday while the wind was blowing, so hopefully everything runs smoothly and we can get a lot of acres hit today. I almost forgot to grab my coffee from the truck. Gonna need that. Guess I don't need this after all. It's a north wind. Yesterday was 95 degrees. This morning felt a little chilly, but it's warming back up. Hopefully it's bringing the rain with the weather change. on my field. This is it's 380s, 240 acres, lots of terraces and angles. So a field like this capstan really pays for itself, because you can see every time. I mean, I got to do out rounds where it's hard to be perfect without overlap, and I got to do a bunch of point rows where there can be a lot of overlap. But this capstan is taking care of everything for me. It's keeping the pressure the same at what I set it. If I'm going next to a sensitive area, I can just push this button and that changes it to a lower PSI for less drift. There's a lot of different options now, obviously, for independent nozzle control. But if you're looking into it, definitely give Capstan a look into. They were the original pioneers of this technology and have been around for a long time. I remember seeing a demo in college, and they'd been around for a while then too. Now college was like 10 years ago for me. They can retrofit any sprayer, have lots of different options, so definitely we'll want to keep that on our next sprayer. Oh, there's a big bump. Also, when you have to slow down for a big bump, it keeps your rate a lot closer than the old style where you'd lose all your pressure if you slowed down. On to some corn ground. So this is the one field that didn't get sprayed before planting for various reasons, mostly because it's pretty clean. But gonna go ahead and get it sprayed now before it comes up. This is Greg's new field that we got planted a couple days ago. It's a full circle, so pretty nice laying, big quarter.
Saturday morning, the 19th, day before Easter. Jacket weather today. We had 93 2 days ago. Back to jacket weather today, and there's a great chance of rain tomorrow. Best chance we've had in a long time. Supposed to rain over an inch. As you know, we've been pretty dry, especially here in March and April, and especially over here by Lindsborg, just totally short on moisture. We're like 4 or 5 inches behind the February, March, April time frame. So we are desperate for rain, mainly for the wheat. The wheat around here is looking really poor. It's really struggling. It might be too far gone. We'll see what happens if it actually does rain an inch tomorrow. But so the corn planted into really good conditions, and if it got an inch of rain, it would be basically at 100% potential. I mean, it's got all the potential in the world. Whereas the wheat, this rain might be a little too late for it, but it would certainly help. Wheat needs rain in May, but it's got to make it to May first, and I'm not sure some of these fields are going to make it to May. So anyway, this is the last day of corn planting, if all goes well, and we'll finish right before this rain, but we just got to pray that the rain happens. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday. If it's a rainy Easter, I will very happily just sit on the couch all day and watch it rain. We're getting together with some family on my wife's side. Some people may not want a rainy Easter, but I'm definitely hoping for a rainy Easter.
I'm back from my Easter trip. Fun time. My wife's hometown. We have 2 pens to sort this morning, heifers and steers. Hey! So we got 72 heifers here, so they're going to a pen. And then putting a pen of 54 little steers away. So here's the heifer pen we're gonna sort today. They're all kind of up at the bunk, even though we haven't fed yet. I believe last time we sold heifers, they weighed 812, and it's been more than 2 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks since that date. So we'll see what we get here in the pen. So there's several days worth of rain coming. and I need to get these calves weaned. So I'm kind of impromptu trying to catch them. Hoping that red one goes in there. That's the last calf. Well, it worked. I caught all but two. You can get out of there. Just in 3 quick slots. So over here we have the pairs that have calves on them. And then over here we got bred heifers that don't have calves. They're gonna stay on this pasture. So funny thing was, Nathan drove by on the road. You can see right from the road. So he could tell I was doing something in here. And he asked if I needed any help. Well, I got them all by myself, except for that one, but that one's bred. I'm gonna leave it here. But anyway, so then they brought the trailer, and we'll get them, the 9 pair hauled off here. Loading them together, because the trailer isn't gonna be very full, so that'll be the second load. Okay, leading them back out here, because I don't want them grazing what we hit so hard in the winter. I want them on this, trapped on this triticale. I can't believe they're following me around for an empty protein lick tub when they have full access to feed for weeks. They have full access to this triticale, and they followed me all the way into that, and then all the way into that green Aeroquip healer, and now back all the way back out again. And yes, they got to eat a little bit of silage in these tubs, but that's been the bait the whole time.
Greg is headed to the last field of corn. I just have 3 loads to spray. I don't even know if I'll do them all. We'll see how the day goes. It's Easter weekend, so looking forward to Easter tomorrow. All right, we are planting here. This is corn into corn stalks, corn on corn. So you can see it shrinks down quite a bit when you spray it. We're planting into all these roots, and there is still moisture down here. It rained that 1/2 inch after I sprayed this, but it was still green, so it used up some of the moisture. It was using moisture down underneath, but we got all these nice roots we're planting into, nice soil structure. We chopped up all these corn stalks when we were drilling, and biology gets going on them. You know, there's not much left to the roots, nutrient cycling there. We'll definitely want to watch like our nitrogen on this and not short it. A lot of this corn, probably most of this corn, will go to feed our cattle. It's a good way to ensure having a full bin for the corn we feed our cattle is put it under irrigation. Excited to see how this works.
All right, we've only got about 10 acres left this field, and then we are done with corn planting 2025. Mom brought Dad over. He's gonna take the fertilizer truck home because I'm done with it, and then once I'm done here, I'll take the planter home, put it in the shed. We got a chance of rain tomorrow, so maybe we should not put it in the shed, leave everything out. We're planting into a cover crop, and this is corn on corn, which we have not done very often to this point. Usually we rotate, but with the soybean price and some other factors, we're doing corn on corn, but we had this triticale cover crop in here all winter, and Nathan terminated it about a week or 2 ago, and it's going in pretty nice. Definitely needs a rain on this field because of the cover crop. One of these years we're gonna have a wet spring, and then these cover crops are gonna do what they're designed to do, and that's use the water. But for the last 3 years, we have not had much water in the spring, so. I don't know if any of you guys have driven past me on the interstate today, but if you have, and I didn't see a eye. All right, I had to move the pivot real quick and plant one more pass that I may or may not have forgotten about. But corn planting 2025 is finished. Gonna take the planter home now, and then we'll come back and get my truck. Kobe's been riding along. I basically ran out of seed, ran out of fertilizer, ran out of fuel, ran out of energy. But we are done. Going home to put the tractor in the shed.
I've had a good day spraying. I don't think you can see in the side hose, but I have just enough water for my last field. I got all the burn downs done. Greg's finishing the last corn field. They have some people here for Easter, and Greg had to go plant. Thanks, Greg. So we've had a really good week, a really good 2 weeks. We are ready to celebrate Easter and hopefully a rain with it. If it rains on Easter, it's gonna rain for 6 weeks straight. I know there's a lot of the country east of us that would not like that. I think we would probably be happy about it. So we'll see what happens. It started sprinkling while I was loading this load. Then it started raining a little more. It basically popped up right over where I am. And walking through the field, my boots got all wet, jeans got all wet. This is our best looking cover crop. Partly because this is where I was spreading manure that one this late winter. And we spread some here last winter, picking all that up. But I was gonna go ahead and terminate it. But if it's gonna rain, I guess it's not hurting anything to grow a little more. If it gets soaked up, that'd be nice. I guess I will figure out how to rinse my booms and save this for another day because it's wet out there. I mean, the leaves are wet. The ground isn't wet. Gotta get my pile of stuff out of my passenger seat and bed. I think it's been like 3 days since my actual pickup made it to my house because I had other pickups and it's been a rush. Gonna take a deep breath and go enjoy the family with an armful of stuff. Happy Easter Sunday, everyone. We are getting a nice spring rain. So far, I think we have around 1/2 inch, so not a whole lot, kind of on the lower end of the range that the forecast said, but we are thankful for something, and there's continued chances. Still, it's just been kind of a light sprinkle. So the cattle are hungry, we're gonna get them fed. And
Having to take the spout off of the harsh feed wag today, partially because piece is wearing on the hydraulic, raise and lower. It's wearing out that gate where it attaches to the gate. Mostly because I ran into the side of a feed bunk. My fault. I had it tilted down too much. I pulled next to a concrete bunk and really caught it and twisted it off of there. So it was time for some renovation. But that's why we keep a third feeding rig around. We have the feed truck in there I can feed my grower to with today while we get this all put back. So yeah, it had some feed still in it. Wagon doesn't look too much different from the side, but yeah, this gate where it opens and closes is wearing this out. And so gotta do some welding there. And then this got twisted up. And so it'll have to fit back into this bracket. We'll have to bend this bracket into place. Gotta pull it out of there. So put the bottom bolts back on so it's pivoting on there.
alright, I made it back to the field that I got rained out on essentially on Saturday. It sprinkled just enough that all the leaves were wet, and so, but anyways, I came back now Tuesday morning. I probably could have run it yesterday, but did some other stuff. 40 hundredths of rain on it. But you can see the yellow flowers. Those are either radishes or turnips. I'm not exactly sure which one. I think radishes. But I do like the way this looks. You know, the last 2 years, I've done like a little bit of winter cover crops here and there, and I've been trying to leave them until they head. It just hasn't been working because it hasn't been raining. So this year I'm trying to quit fitting a square peg in a round hole, and I'm just terminating here in April. They've already, you know, used a lot of moisture, and one of these days we're gonna get some big rains again, but it might be in 3 years. Come on, baby. I don't think tonight's our night, but hopefully sometime in the next few days. Well, we haven't had hail like this, like ever. We hardly ever get hail here. It's gonna cover the ground. Oh my goodness. Here's my front door. Yeah, all that white is hail. Got an icy driveway.
That pond has a little start to it, but the two north ponds had a lot of water. This pond also just to start. But that northwest pond was just full. If we get another 2 inches by the end of the week, maybe this pond will have enough to graze it using that pond. That's quite the sight. It's starting to fill back up. It's got a long ways to go, and I'm still gonna have to put a cross wire probably to keep calves from going underneath. But it gives me hope. My fruit tree's lost. They got holes in leaves, and the hail got to them too. You can see their leaves on the ground. Got some geese walking around on this pond. Another full pond. That is wild. This pond was bone dry. 1 rain, 2 inches. Neighbor's field is kind of the watershed for this. So it filled up the pond right there and then filled this one up. That's the deal with rotational grazing ponds, I guess. Lamer Pond, absolutely bone dry to chock full. 1 rain. This pond not all the way full, but. So this is my wheat field. It was right in the path of some of the worst hail. It's been shrunk. Its height's back a long ways, but there's lots of places where you can just see, like that was a nice looking head. It's short, it was short wheat already, but when you see you see that on the ground. It's got a lot of moisture now to grow through it, but the flag leaf and that leading leaf was all just folded over on all these, just everywhere. And then you just see all this is loose on the ground. So it's no longer attached. That's gone. That's no longer attached to the plant to make grain. There's a little bit of a positive in that if this was a week later and the whole field was headed out, it would have been much worse. This was a 2nd year wheat field, so it's going to be harmed worse than the wheat that's following beans. That's a little bit delayed behind this one. The flag leaf wasn't as far up. There wasn't as many heads emerged in the bean ground.
1.5 inches of rain in the rain gauge this morning, but it came with a lot of hail. So that was not great. I'm out here in the wheat field, and it sure is nice to actually have water in the ground for it, but I'll show you what the problem with heavy hail is. So we had the flag leaf. This is called the flag leaf, and the head is right down here, about to come out. And here's one that was going to come out, and you can see the hail has knocked over the flag leaf on a lot of these. So what I'm afraid that's going to mean is most of your that flag leaf is like the main solar panel. I mean, that's where most of your head fill, where it's getting the energy, the photosynthesis to do its work. So if it's been kinked, I don't know how well it will recover. Also, if the head's down here and can't push past that, I don't know if the head will come out. It's kind of a wait and see. I'm sure there's plenty of research on hail damage in Kansas because it happens somewhere basically every year. We have not had much hail damage over the years, and I've seen much worse than this for sure. A lot of times it happens when the head's already out, and then, you're just in bad shape. But like over at Greg's, he basically got no rain and no hail. But the problem is we don't have much wheat over there, and it doesn't look very good over there because he's had less rain all year. This was our best looking wheat, especially that field over farther there. But I am not really liking what I'm looking at. Okay, so this corn was just popping out of the ground and obviously got hammered, and so I don't know what'll happen to it either, because look, that one got kind of kinked. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll come out of that. This is part of the reason we like to have residue, because that was one of those pounding rains. You can see, I mean, pounding hail. So you can see everything's kind of packed down now. We had those nice soft planting conditions, and that's why it was good to get it done, because when this dries up, it'll probably be harder. I think the corn will be okay. Don't quote me. So this is just kind of typical farming, I guess. Is you're just, especially dryland farming, you're just kind of a slave to the weather. Kind of the silver linings are, you know, we did get the rain. The wheat, we were kind of planning on chopping some anyways. We didn't want to chop all of it. As the heads come out, if we'll be able to kind of tell where we will actually have wheat to cut and where we won't, we can chop the spots that won't, I guess. We were kind of planning on feeding some anyways because the wheat price is not real good. Maybe in the pastures we got some water in ponds. We'll just have to see. So we're thankful for rain, not for hail, but just gotta do what you gotta do.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our music videos linked in the description. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and explore our website, www.petersonfarmbrothers.com. See you guys next time.